Okay, I want to go to the next story here because in the US, Biden's successor, Donald Trump, he's enjoyed a dinner with Italian PM Giorgia Meloni at Mar-a-Lago. Now, this came before a screening of a documentary decrying the lawfare that was used against Trump's allies who tried to challenge his 2020 election loss. And the surprise visit comes ahead of Joe Biden's final visit to Italy on Thursday. Kel, it seems a much more natural relationship here between these two leaders than it would have ever been with Biden.
She is brilliant, absolutely wonderful. It is weird that the mainstream media still talks about her party, Brothers of Italy, as a far-right party. It's not a far-right party. It's a centre-right party. You've got to be hard left to think it belongs to the far right. And she's governing in Italy very cleverly. Her popularity ratings in Italy are huge. She's becoming the most powerful voice in the whole of the EU. So she is a model of how conservative leaders lead. So I think her and Trump are just a natural combination in a sense. And there is a dear old man in the White House she could have visited, and somehow she decided not to, didn't she?
No, well, she wasn't getting any bravery honours and freedom honours, was she? So perhaps it wasn't worth her time. Now, let's move to this horrific crime wave that's been taking place on New York subways. And the city's governor has now touted these new security cameras that are being installed in every subway car, which she says will help police fight and solve crimes faster. Now, James, we've seen recently horrific events, including an illegal immigrant who burned a homeless woman alive, someone who pushed a commuter into an approaching subway. But do you think laws like this are going to change what's happening?
I mean, no. And at the same time, I mean, these attacks are so horrific, and there is the thing, oh, we've got to do something about this. But when governments feel the need to do something about it, that's when bad legislation gets made. So when they do stuff like, oh, we're going to put a camera in every surveillance car, every subway car, well, who has access to the footage? What can they use it for? What are the restrictions on the ability to use that footage? I'm reminded of in the middle of COVID hysteria, when we were all checking in everywhere, we were told, okay, well, we're never going to touch it. We just want this for health purposes. We want this for contact tracing. Until it came out that the police were accessing the Safe WA app data for a murder investigation. Now, again, like, you should be able to investigate murder cases, but at the same time, like, when we hand over these civil freedoms, we have to be prepared to never get them back. And that's kind of what I worry about with these cases.
Kel, I just think everyone's got smartphones these days. These crimes that I talked about specifically, they were filmed on people's smartphones, you know, in lieu of people actually stepping in to help these poor victims.
Yes, yep.
And then you've got cases where people like Daniel Penny, who did step in, he's prosecuted. He was the guy who subdued someone making violent threats on the subway. Yeah,
basically, the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, is saying she doesn't know what to do. She hasn't a clue how to make this better. She doesn't know how to make New York safer. Putting cameras. She actually said that the majority of these attacks are done by people with mental health problems. They won't be deterred by the fact there's a camera in the subway carriage. So this will achieve nothing. This is just someone thrashing around because she doesn't know what to do.